Okay, scoochie man. Where y'all scoochie?
These are the Chronicles of Two Square.
My name is Justin Valet. I have a landscaping company. I've been doing that, it feels like, most of my 20s. I go to Tennessee School of Beauty. I'm an artist. My tools, my weapons would be brush, pen, a microphone, shears, a spray can. I'm a clothing designer. I like to think of myself as a traveler, an explorer, a modern day warrior, a lion at heart, restless spirit, a nomad, but you can just call me a Renaissance man.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah Taylor. I've been at Salon Visage for 8 years. I've been an art director for Salon Visage for 4 of them. My arts, my Jedi skills include anything and everything. I'm not limited. I'm totally open. I tangle with it all.
This cat is crazy. Come on, cat. It's showtime. It was me, Jeremiah, and the cat baby. Ah! Scullyburg! Originally, when I came up with the concept, 30's the new 20, of course, 29-year-old man, becoming a 30-year-old man, some things been switching in my brain lately, but I'm sharp. I feel like I'm at the top of my game, and even more so than I've ever been, and more hungry than I've ever been, and it's coming easier than it's ever came.
Well, Justin is a monster in some things, and some things, he's learning. And I think that getting maybe model calls and stuff, like he's put all these fashion shows together, but I feel like this is maybe the biggest one he's had up to date, and just the organization, part of it I probably helped him with a little bit, and just kind of wherever he really needed me, I tried to be his other hand, so I tried to help him out and do as much as I could for him.
I did over 100 paintings for the show. If you look at the first ones, it's all women, it's all breast, and just all that, as dirty as you want to imagine. But then it opened up, and different doors started opening, and then, it started getting a little bit more substance. Yeah. After I got all the sexual energy out. Now the clothes is funny. See, I just started draping different fabrics and pieces of leather, and every piece made itself. Every piece spoke to me, and some I used on myself, the men pieces, the women pieces, I used my mannequins. And I had everything hanging on the walls. I had every single mannequin covered, and I did all the clothes in 20 days. And I bought all the material, and everybody just they knew just to leave me alone, because I get in this work mode, my artistic manic work mode, and I'm just painting.
Yeah, I really haven't body painted much. I flirted with it, but I've never full on done it all over somebody's body, so it was really interesting. Just how the paint, it spreads, and it took way longer than what we anticipated. So there was more hours kind of wrapped up, and when I say hours, I do mean hours, wrapped up in that. Justin's father was helping, a couple of people were kind enough to, kind of help us along with that.
Now the body paint, wow, this was a beast. Indeed, we got started first thing in the morning on this, about 12 o'clock. First thing we took care of, and I'd hoped to take care of it, in 2 or 3 hours between Jeremiah and myself and the 2 makeup artists. But by the end, it was just crazy. We had 4 models, hair was everywhere, makeup everywhere, and everybody was just kind of thrown in, helping, and I was just laying out outlines and diagrams on models, and people were just ripping through it with me. I definitely enjoyed doing it and would love to do it again, but I think I would go about it in probably a different way this time, maybe use a spray gun and have it planned out a little bit more, but definitely way fun. I met Zeke through a really rad local designer, and I've done model walks in his last 2 shows. I was really fortunate. He asked me to do it. Donovan Swick,
And he's just got a really different way of coming across and doing his clothing. He's a rad guy.
Through that, I met Zeke Lofton, the brilliant mind behind Twisted South magazine, and I just had a few minutes, sat with him, kind of showed him the video that Scoochie did for 30's the New 20 on my iPhone, and he really dug my work and was really drawn to the mannequins, and eventually I brought him around to the idea of Two Square.
Stay in touch with us. You have to see our website. It's pretty great. Yeah, it's great. It's people are all over the world saying, "Wow, that's an amazing website." And it jets you from a swamp, and then you click another photo, and it jets you across to Florida. It's really bizarre. It's really unusual. And we're looking for things to put up on the site. So maybe you guys can send us some video blogs or something like that, and we can let our readers follow along what you're doing.
Went over to Scoochie's, our film director and filmographer, for the webisodes, and we're gonna do some voiceovers for him. And Justin got a call, or an email actually, by Twisted South magazine, and we tied some loose ends up with that and gave him some more information. So I mean, that's really exciting. We're gonna be exposed to an international audience, which is going to be really cool. And it's about the South. Got to rep the South.
Jeremiah was one of my friends. We met through a mutual friend, and we started just as buddies running around together. And he's the thing you have to understand, the place he works for is on the top 100. It's number 26 hair salons in the United States. He's their creative art director, and he kind of inspired me to go to school. Well, he gave up his position to train me in London. He's given up this job that everybody in town would kill for to train me as his first student.
So Jeremiah, you basically did the same thing. You gave up the life you had been living to follow this dream as well, right?
Yeah, I've tried to move to New York. I've tried to do a lot of other things. I've been trying to get out of Knoxville for probably about 7 years, and it's just seemed like nothing has hit, but I feel like it's all been, my cards have been lining up now just to fall, to do what Justin and I are doing.
Right.
I don't feel like it was necessarily right to leave until now.
Did you do the whole material purge thing too?
Meaning?
Porsche, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, I balled pretty hard.
So, but no, the first year we went to Europe, he took 3 months off work, and he had a Porsche that he'd saved up and bought. He sold his Porsche to fund his first trip. And the car that I just paid off this month, we just got it worked on, and we're getting it detailed tomorrow, and that's gonna hopefully fund our trip. I mean, we're just we're out here wheeling and dealing, selling all of our stuff that we worked our asses off to get.
What's funny is we thought we'd probably have, a good 10 grand or something. That's what I hoped to leave with, but with the show and everything that's coming, we're really going out in faith and not having 2 nickels really to rub together a lot been going, but we're just gonna go.
We just feel like if we do this and we go out and we do it right, that the cards will line up. We can already see everything starting to work out, so it's just we gotta go. We gotta do it.
Sacrifice.
Right, but you stay in hostels, you eat, bagels and cheese and
French bread.
French bread, cheese, and everything. So that's pretty awesome too. A lot of people just don't understand that.
No, they have no idea.
You don't have to pay $100 a night to stay in some stupid hotel that you're only going to sleep in for 2 or 3 hours.
There have been nights that we've slept out, train stations,
right.
On the street. It's whatever. Sometimes you go into these towns and there's no place to stay, no room.
Right. Yeah, I had to do that last year when I went to Ireland. The last 2 or 3 days of my trip, I was digging through the couch cushions in the hostel for loose change. It got pretty tight.
we feel you.
Yeah. And do you have another show coming up in the next month or so?
December 10th. It's a little bit over a month away. It's artwork that like we painted some on New York on stage in front of a bunch of people. Some was practice rounds. We did some in Central Park. We're gonna do some in Miami. We did some in Market Square here. We have canvas that's like what we carried around when we were in London. We had these huge tubes on our backs, and he had 3 yards canvas, I had 4, and we'd work on it on rooftops and in parks like in London, you know. So it's art that we've accumulated through our travels and that we've been working on together as a team. And it's going to be like
Now,
a carnival
here
thing.
in Memphis, there's a set of twins who actually simultaneously paint canvases. Do you guys do something like that?
We paint the same canvas at the same time.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
And we cut hair, we freestyle, do some poetry. It's just like whatever, you know.
Right.
We're trying to sharpen our skills, you know. We're trying to get better and better, and that's what London, when we go to London December 29th, we're going to stay with these friends for 2 months, and he's going to train me like a ninja would train, I guess, like to try to learn hair, you know.
I'm gonna have him using chopsticks to catch flies and everything.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, on a personal note, it's really none of my business, and I won't put anything in your article about it, but was your wife supportive of this lifestyle change, or was it funky? Because my 30th, when I did my first escape, my wife was 93.
Were you still with her?
Well, I left her a note. I mean,
Keep an eye out.
okay. Hey, I know one thing I forgot to ask. At the December 10th show, are you also going to have more fashion?
Well, we're working on that right now. Like I said, we're working down to the wire so far. We have one dress, but we're going to start on the clothes this week. But we've got lots of paintings, and we've got inventions. We've just got ideas from our brains.
Okay, and it's going to be there in Knoxville.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be back at the Relics
Yep.
again?
Yes, sir. When will the magazine be released?
Well, this is the winter issue, so sometime in December. It won't be out in time for the show, unfortunately.
I didn't think so.
David K. Frank Gambusa from Salon Visage brought in David K. as a teaching artist, and so the whole salon came, and I was so captivated by the way he spoke and handled himself, and I was blown away. It just, not only as his presentation and his energy, but his art behind it. And you know, a lot of people only have one of those two things, but he encompassed them both, and you could tell that he lived what he taught.
It was me, Donnie, and Jeremiah, and we took turns driving. And it was funny because the last stretch, Donnie's driving to West Palm Beach, and he's just jacked up on Red Bull and Rockstar. He's just like, ah! You know, he had the windows rolled down, and we were freezing. It was a crazy trip. We didn't have time to perform. We'd rented a car and drove down there. And David, he opened his house to us. Like we went and met him at his home, and had to sit down with him and just talked like he's a real guy. And I got a lot of respect for him as an artist. I mean, man, he's a genius. And I just like being around him.
Stay tuned.